For centuries, we've learned there are 7 continents. But what if I told you there's an 8th? A lost world, hidden in plain sight, deep beneath the waves of the Pacific Ocean. This isn't a myth or a legend. This is the story of a landmass so vast, so ancient, that scientists have finally recognized it for what it is. Earth's hidden continent, Zealandia. How could something so massive go unnoticed for so long? If you look at a standard world map, the area southeast of Australia seems like nothing but endless blue ocean. You'll see New Zealand, a few scattered islands like New Caledonia, but mostly, it's just water. But that map is deceiving. What it doesn't show you is the colossal landmass submerged right beneath the surface. We're talking about an area of nearly 5 million square kilometers. To put that in perspective, that's larger than India and about 2/3 the size of Australia. The reason it stayed a secret is astonishingly simple. About 94% of Zealandia is underwater, drowned by the ocean. Only its highest mountain peaks break the surface, forming the islands we know today. So where did this sunken continent come from? To find its origins, we need to travel back in time, over 100 million years ago. Back then, the world looked very different. Most of the planet's land was fused together in a massive supercontinent known as Gondwana. Zealandia was nestled right in there, comfortably wedged between Antarctica and Australia. But the Earth is a dynamic planet. The tectonic plates, those giant puzzle pieces that make up the Earth's crust, are always moving. Around 85 million years ago, immense forces began to pull Gondwana apart. Zealandia started to stretch and tear away from its neighbors. But something different happened to Zealandia. While other landmasses broke off and drifted, Zealandia's crust was stretched unusually thin. Imagine pulling a piece of dough until it's almost transparent. As it thinned, it lost its buoyancy and began to sink. Instead of rising up to form grand mountain ranges like the Himalayas or the Andes, the majority of Zealandia slowly subsided beneath the waves. Now Zealandia didn't just plunge into the ocean overnight. This was a slow, gradual process that unfolded over tens of millions of years. Think of it as a continent-sized drowning. As the land sank, the sea began to creep in. What were once vast, rolling plains became shallow seabeds. Ancient valleys were flooded, turning into deep submarine canyons. The towering mountains that once dominated the landscape were slowly submerged, until only their very highest peaks remained above the water. These peaks are the islands we recognize today as New Zealand and New Caledonia. To the first Polynesian navigators and later, to European explorers like Captain Cook, these islands appeared isolated, remote outposts in a vast ocean. No one could have guessed they were just the visible tips of a mostly invisible continent lying just beneath their ships. The truth was hidden, waiting for technology to catch up with geology. For decades, the idea of a sunken continent in the Pacific was just a fringe theory. But in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the game completely changed. New technologies gave us the power to see the world in ways our ancestors never could. Satellite gravity mapping, for instance, allowed scientists to measure the subtle gravitational pull of the Earth's crust. They found a huge anomaly in the southern Pacifican area, far more dense and thick than typical oceanic crust. Then came the deep-sea drilling expeditions. Researchers sent drills miles down to the seafloor and pulled up rock samples. What they found was stunning. Instead of the dark, volcanic basalt that makes up the ocean floor, they found granite, schist, and greywacke, the exact types of rock that form continents. The evidence was piling up. The seabed here wasn't just a thick patch of ocean crust. It was elevated, had a distinct structure, and was made of the right stuff. Finally, in 2017, after decades of research, an international team of geologists made it official. They declared that Zealandia meets all the scientific criteria to be classified as a continent. It has a well-defined area, consists of continental crust, and is significantly thicker and less dense than the surrounding oceanic crust. The 8th continent was no longer a theory. It was a fact. So, why does discovering a new continent, even a submerged one, really matter? Well, Zealandia isn't just a fun piece of trivia. It's a geological Rosetta Stone that helps us answer some of the biggest questions about our planet. It provides a unique real-world laboratory for understanding how continents stretch, break apart, and sink, a process that has shaped our world for billions of years. By studying Zealandia's thin crust, scientists can refine their models of plate tectonics and better understand the forces that drive our planet's geology. Furthermore, its long isolation has created a fascinating biological story. The unique and sometimes strange wildlife of New Zealand, like the flightless kiwi bird, the ancient tuatara reptile, and giant insects, didn't just appear out of nowhere. They are living relics of an evolutionary journey that took place on this isolated landmass for over 80 million years. Their ancestors survived on Zealandia as it broke away from Gondwana and slowly sank, adapting to a changing world in complete isolation. So, the story of New Zealand's unique biodiversity is really the story of Zealandia itself. The confirmation of Zealandia is a powerful and humbling reminder that we do not have it all figured out. In an age of satellite imagery and global connectivity, it feels like every corner of our planet has been mapped and explored. But Zealandia proves that incredible discoveries are still waiting to be made, often in places we've looked at for centuries but never truly seen. Entire continents can lie hidden right beneath our feet, or in this case, beneath the waves. The Earth still holds deep secrets and ancient stories that are far older than humanity itself.